exactly how we wanted them. And then we realized everyone moves them anyway.
Yep.
So we no longer do anything.
Really? So this just happened?
This
absolute
would just be
ergonomic
how-
work of art.
yeah.
Just evolved naturally.
This would be how it was left at the end of last month. Because this is how everybody just moves them to however they want them, and then.
But we've had like the entire conservatory and arteries and everyone that was volunteering here today hung out here, ate lunch, and it's still in this good shape.
I imagine it being like wonders of nature.
Woodford's taking care of you.
Crystals
That's
form
what it
in
is.
nature with different, stimulus. That's what this is. This is what folk club is. It's an after effect of the force of nature.
Is that what it is? An after effect of a force of nature?
And that's the Woodfordian spirit, I think.
Well, I mean, that's what we came here to learn.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck is folk club, really? Like, we see two words as people looking at it from the outside. It is a club. It has some folk, I'm going to assume.
These are correct assumptions, yeah. I mean, it's funny when you say, this has been a bit of a running joke through the folk club, when you say it quick enough for someone who doesn't know, they hear Woodford Fight Club. And it's definitely not that. And it's the opposite rule. So Fight Club is never tell anyone about Fight Club. Folk Club, tell everyone about Folk Club.
Yes, please. And what kind of a club has it? How did it start, and how is it now? You were talking about the beginning.
Yeah, it was 2022, and it was at the, they had like the gathering of, what did they call it? They called it the gathering.
Yeah.
They called it the gathering in April 2022, when they brought a bunch of Woodfordians together to try and brainstorm, I'm doing that, to brainstorm how they were going to continue after COVID. So that was down at the Duck, and there was basically a weekend, and everyone brought ideas forward, and different groups chatted about different things. And Bill basically stood up and was like, I've always wanted to start a folk club at Woodford, but he's like, I don't really have the time for it, because obviously he is very busy. Would anyone be keen on possibly starting a folk club? And there was probably there was quite a few people that were part, and then everyone split into teams, and there was like some groups that came together to discuss like marketing for the festival.
I was in the solar panel team.
Oh, there you go, solar panel.
Right,
Yeah, so
yeah.
you were there. And then there was the one for the folk club. And so I went to that one, and then by the end of that, it seemingly came out that myself and our friend called Tony, who we'd never met before until that day. Tony now lives in Perth, so he's not here tonight. But Tony and I kind of came away from that being like, okay, we're going to give this a go. And less than a month later, we were here. So May the 28th, 2022, we had our first folk club. And we had absolutely no idea what was going to happen.
I was guilty by association.
Yeah,
Bitch.
I got ripped in. He got ripped in.
Yeah, partner factor kind of thing. Like if you know somebody, and then
Well, Tony and I were on the phone. We'd never met, or we met for the first time here, and then had some very lengthy phone calls being like, what do we need to get a folk club happening? And Tony was like, well, we need an MC. And I was like, not my partner can MC.
So I've never
didn't
MC'd before, but
Very good.
thought I'd put my hand up and
You didn't even, your words were, I'll do the first one, and we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
And 3 years later, he's still our MC.
Yeah.
I've watched your stage presence like mature over the years because I caught a few of your early acts, and you did that. You led with vulnerability. You're like, this is me being quite new at this.
Yep.
So you had that connection with the audience, and
It's
Yeah.
very humble beginnings for all of us, I think.
We had no idea what
there's
to
a song
expect.
about it
Could be, yeah.
from Little
Yeah,
Things.
that's right.
Oh yeah, Mark's playing tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, so Mark who changed it to from Little Things Folk Club, whatever it was. Yeah, he's
Cool.
going to play tonight. So we have some of our first ever acts back for our 3rd anniversary.
Yeah, I mean,
Can you tell us about some of the acts?
For tonight or just over the?
Well, these ones who are coming back seem pretty important. If they were like some of the first ones, and now they're coming back around.
Well, Mark's first time ever performing on stage was here at the very first Folk Club. And Mark, I don't know how old Mark is, in his 50s.
Yep.
yeah.
So first time ever, and he got up there and it was so beautiful. And then he's played a couple since, and then he played at our He played at our 1 year anniversary and our 2 year anniversary.
Ah, good.
And then
Good form,
he's back
Mark.
to
Welcome
play,
back.
back to play at the third.
And we shall expect to see him at the fourth because
Yes,
now he
let's
has an
hope so.
appointment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna
The
be
fifth
here.
one's actually going to be pretty big.
It's like the dentist. You know, we book you like on the spot for next year straight away.
Oh, very good, very good. That's very efficient. And look, I did see you, just to call it out, I saw you taking care of that band earlier because it's rainy as hell on the third anniversary. And so you called them and you said, hey, don't put yourself out. If this doesn't work for you, take care of yourself. We will keep the fires burning of the folk club, and you put the musicians above yourself in that instance. And that was very quality. That was very, like, you know, serving the important folks in the room kind of thing.
That's
Thank you.
You
Yeah,
know,
we've
when you get
tried.
to be a big venue owner, just remember this humility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Folk Club wouldn't run without all the musicians that have given us their time over the last 3 years. It's all voluntary. Everyone here volunteers, like from stage to the bar to everyone. So it's and to all the musicians. So it's really.
It's funny when you ask about titles, like who's the stage manager and who's this. When we struggle to say what we are, there's a reason for that. It's because we are a bit of everything, and no one really. I think that's the beautiful thing about this team. You know, no one needs the title to exist in this. It's just we all get together, we make it happen, and.
Like community feel. It's so Woodfordian though. I
It
feel
is.
like Woodfordian.
I was going to say exactly the
It's
same
such-
thing. Like, you're a Woodford story.
Yeah. Pretty much.
We're very, very grateful to be here. I think, well, when Bill had said about the folk club, in my mind, I was like, I could come to Woodford once a month.
There it is.
Most of my life, we came when I first moved to Australia when I was 10. So for, most of my life, you could come at Christmas. I used to come to the Planting and the Dreaming whenever they were on. Winter warmer, and then the working bee. That was about it. So maybe 5 times a year if you're lucky. And I was like, ooh, I'll come once a month, for sure. So
Now we're spoiled. It's
now we're, so spoiled. Very, very grateful.
it's become something that every month we get to break up the chaos of the outside world. Things are busy, everyone's busy, but coming here is just a real sigh of relief. It's just good. It's a circuit breaker we all need.
And then we'll have all our Woodford friends, or folk club friends.
Yep.
A lot of whom we saw a few of them for the first time outside of Woodford recently, and we were all like, whoa, we exist outside
Oh, it's
of
interesting,
Woodfordia.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
When you make a friend here and you establish their whole character.
Yeah.
And you
And
see
then-
them once a month for years, and then you're like, oh yeah, but I don't really.
Yep. I saw a guy as part of a whole different thing at Aussie World of all places.
Hey,
Have you been to that pub?
Yeah.
Not for years, but back in the
Yeah.
day.
The art has really come along. Like that, the surfing cow with lipstick
Yep.
is an artifact that you really do need to experience firsthand to appreciate.
Amazing.
But yeah, that's where I saw my first Woodfordian outside of Woodford.
Yeah,
I was just walking into that place. He was walking out, and I was like, really? Good. Wow.
That's funny how things roll, but
I'm so glad I caught you at this part of the journey.
Thank you. Yeah, it's still a journey. We're still enjoying it.
yeah.
We'll be here for another 3 years at least, I think.
Hopefully, if they'll have us.
They obviously will. Because even in the rain, people come to support you.
That's true. Yeah.
You
We're
know,
very lucky. We've got.
not a ton. The weather's rough.
Yeah. We have
Yeah.
our diehards. They'll be
Oh
here.
yeah.
Yeah, and it is that is your core.
Exactly.
Yeah, someday I'll get those die-hard stories too, but I don't want to wear you out with interviews today.
No, that's
You've done
fine.
a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you for your official words. Do you need anything? No. Okay, quite sure. Beautiful.